Dr. Troy Skidmore with Phoebe Orthopedics loves to spend as much time outdoors as he can. This is some beautiful land here in Lee County that I know you and other folks like to deer hunt on. What kind of hunting injuries have you treated in your career?
Well, several. Multiple injuries can occur, from falling from a height such as the deer stand you see here in the background. I mean, you can have sustained anywhere from spinal injuries to lower extremity injuries to pelvic injuries. So you see a significant array of injuries when you can come out of a deer stand. Probably most of what we see is, long bones of the lower extremity or pelvic injuries.
What's the key to try to avoid those injuries?
Well, multiple ones, make sure you're medically safe to go up into a tree stand. From a stability standpoint, from a medical standpoint, I think you need to be well hydrated. If you're going to be out, you need to take your home medications would be another thing. And then have a mechanism and plan, in case something would happen.
But some people really just shouldn't try to climb a deer stand. They're safer hunting on the ground.
That's right. Some people who have gait disturbances or instability issues, dizziness, they probably shouldn't be up in a deer stand. They probably either ought to hunt on the ground or in a blind stand. And if they still want to be hunting in a deer stand, they probably should have a harness mechanism in case they would have become symptomatic.
What's most important to remember about your deer stand and making sure that it's safe?
Different things. A lot of people leave deer stands up here around here in South Georgia, and they take a beating, whether it's from animal standpoint or from a weather standpoint. So, straps can dry rot on the stand, the metal can become corroded and weakened, and even the tree that it's assembled against, can have some damage from insects during the year. So you need to check all those things to make sure it's ready for, deer season when the fall hits.
Now, if you do happen to be unlucky enough to have an emergency when you're out here, let's talk about ways to mitigate that. What are some important things that you need to remember?
Well, you need to remember, what system do you have in plan? What emergency plan do you have? And how do you access that plan if something would happen? Such as, is it a buddy system plan to where you're hunting with somebody or someone knows where you're hunting at and what time to expect you? Another plan could be a cell phone plan, where you have someone to contact in case of emergency that will answer the cell phone and be able to help you or assist you if it becomes a crisis. And a third is some type of signal mechanism where someone knows or aware of where you're hunting at, so they would be looking for that type of signal.
Yeah, always important to share where you're going to be and when you're going to be back home, right?
Absolutely.
What items do people need to make sure they have with them when they're out in the woods?
A wide range of items you probably would need, anywhere from a first aid kit to a snake bite kit that we have here on the ladder. And then, another thing that they may also want to consider is what kind of intake they're going to have, for hydration,
water?
Rehydration, to make sure you have water. And I think something that we overlook at times is people don't want to take their medications because they're going to be getting up early to get out in the woods early, so they kind of skip that. I think it's important for them to even take those.
But they have first aid kits that really are specially designed for hunting that you should look into that are pretty affordable?
Yes, sir. They have those, and they even have first aid kits that would have the basics, plus they even have first aid kits that may have splints that may be a benefit to you.
And snake boots are a good idea here in South Georgia, right?
That's right. There's a lot of snakes that are venomous here in Georgia, and if you happen to step on one or get close to one, it may save you a lot of time at the hospital.
All right, excellent advice. Thank you, Dr. Skidmore.
Thank you.
We hope you have a safe and successful hunting season.